We're back here on stage at the Best Buy Theater. I'm here with Jose Mangin from Sirius Liquid Metal, MTV2, Latin Nation, etc., etc. What a year in fucking metal, dude.
It's been a big year, man. A lot of things have stood out this year. A lot of loss, a lot of people being hurt by the dudes that we lost, especially, of course, the big three, Ronnie James Dio, Peter Steele, on the stage tonight with Sal, original drummer from Typo Negative, so that was real special, and of course Paul Gray from Slipknot. But dude, I mean, a lot of great albums and that came out too. Seven Dust, Cold Day Memory, one of my favorites, Fear Factory, Mechanize. I love the Dillinger Escape Plan album, and there's a lot of good stuff out there, man. Death Angel, Overkill, Exodus, all the heroes, the veterans of thrash, still doing perfection to this day. The Jägermeister music tour with Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth, and being able to get out there and host that and talk to metalheads 3,000 a night was something, and throwing up with Kerry King. I threw up, he didn't throw up.
That was on the first night, right?
It was the first and the last night too, yeah. Well, I bookend my trip on that Jaeger bus, man. I drank a lot of Jaeger, it was disgusting. But Jaeger's good, and what else to happen? And at the end of the year too, something just really big in my life, and working now with MTV2 and Headbangers Ball, man. It's something I've done for 3 years for free for half of those years, and then for a little bit, and then now to be able to get solidify that and to do some cool shit. It's a big deal, man. So but I feel like every year metal's getting stronger, it's more aggressive, people are getting angrier and more pissed, so they want this music, and it's a great outlet, and it's gonna get bigger in 2011, motherfuckers.
And let's not forget what you did a couple weeks ago, because that's, I know, for you and for any metalhead out there, MSG, Ozzy Osbourne, his birthday, and who was the fucking man on stage? The one person that I think should be representing all metalheads, not only in the U.S., in the world, dude.
Thank you, man. Introducing Ozzy, Madison Square Garden, New York City was... when Sharon asked me, I was like, of course. I didn't think about it until I went up and sound checked, and people weren't there yet, a little bit of people, and I just went on the stage and I looked out and I was like, holy F, this is
the
MSG.
garden.
Yeah, this is crazy. And then when actually doing it and then getting the crowd to sing Happy Birthday, and starting it and doing a real metal style, but it took a few seconds for the wall of sound to hit me, and once it hit me, I was like, wow, I felt that power of everybody singing in unison, and everybody meant it, and I meant it, and it was just like, whoa, like those little things coming together was yeah, man, my heart was pounding. I had like an excitement hangover for 2 days, and like kind of like a headache too, just from being so nervous and anxious, and then fucking stoked afterwards. So it was all those things put together, and the drinking too.
Of course, that's the rush. I mean, let me ask you something, Jose. If you would have to pick the most valuable player of heavy metal in 2010, whether it's a band or a tour, what is that MVP of 2010?
Most valuable player of 2010 in metal? Oh my goodness. You know what, man? That is a hard question, but I'm going to say the VIP of metal in 2010, I'm going to give it to two kind of people, James and Lars, and the reason being the big four. It's Metallica that did that. Obviously everybody wanted to be a part of it, but it was Metallica, and James and Lars sat down, because they're in charge of the Metallica corporation, and did this awesome decision to do this festival together with the four bands, and that jump started the biggest moment, which was the four performing on stage together. So those guys are the VIP. I would say Metallica itself, but James and Lars specifically.
Are we gonna see the big four in the U.S. next year? What do you think?
Definitely happening, for sure. If it's not a one-day festival or a travel thing, it is happening. It is. And it is.
That's pretty exciting.
Well, Lars said it recently in an interview. He said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Before we get out of here, Jose, what is that you think sets Horns Up Rocks apart? Or what are we doing right, in your opinion?
you know what you and what so many out there do in the blog world, in the podcast, video cast, whatever it is supporting the scene, getting people excited about the music. You know, you're not doing it for glory, you're not doing it for fame and fortune. You know, you're doing it because you love the music. Everybody else does too. Everybody wants to be part of something cool, and this is something cool, and just the concept, the pictures you guys continuously do, and just the supporting of the scene, local and national, is really important to make the whole thing keep on moving. So you and all these other, you know, little zines and magazines and TV shows and radio stations, satellite or not, it's all going to the same circle, the fucking turbine of metal, and you guys are doing it up, brother. Horns fucking up, yeah!
Happy holidays for Horns Up Rocks. We'll say thank you very much always for the inspiration and your support.
Yeah, man, come on now.